Hi guys, and welcome back to another VGC 2019 Sun Series Pokemon guide, and in today's guide we're going to be looking at the other half of the black and white legendary duo Reshiram. So in our past guide we looked at Zekrom. Today we're going to be looking at its other half, Reshiram. And before we jump into anything, as always, if you haven't checked out any of the other guides in this series, do jump over and click the link in the top right hand corner that I'll put up there for you guys right now, and it'll take you to the playlist of all the Sun Series guides that we've done so far this season. And just to let you know as well, this will be the last Sun Series guide that we're going to be covering in this little series. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you've enjoyed the Pokemon that we've covered, and I hope it's been beneficial to you guys. As always, do leave a like and leave comments down below to let me know what your thoughts are on these guides. I'm always looking to improve things, and it's been really nice covering them, and I'm going to try and do these guides for each series, depending on how things change going into the Moon series. I'd like to do these guides again for the restricted Pokemon, and then into the Ultra series as well as we finish the season, because I do think they're beneficial. But do let me know your comments down below, and without further ado, let's jump into it. So, quick overview. Reshiram is a Fire and Dragon type Pokemon. Has the ability Turbo Blaze. The typing Fire and Dragon is really nice, quite a unique typing, especially unique to the restricted pool of Pokemon that we have. It's got a let's see, base stat total 680. Where's the surprise there? Every restricted's kind of total there. Distribution is 100 HP, 120 attack, 100 defense, 150 special attack, 120 special defense, and 90 speed. So that's standard 90 speed stat for the restricted Pokemon. The big stat that jumps out here, like kind of the reverse of Zekrom, is its special attack, that 150 base special attack, which is ridiculous, so powerful. It's got decent defensive distribution as well, 100 HP, 100 defense, and 120 special defense, which is really nice. So nothing to scoff at all. Can have some really nice defensive capabilities, but its offensive output is going to be crazy. So with the Fire and Dragon typing as well, it's got obvious weaknesses to Ground, Rock, and Dragon, which aren't too bad, but it has some nice resistances in Bug, Steel, Fire, Grass, and Electric. So nice. So double resistance to Fire and Grass, which is really nice. And some common types in there, and then hit normally by everything else. The ability Turbo Blaze is just the same as Terravolt. Really, it works a lot like Mold Breaker. It ignores abilities that opposing Pokemon have, so you can get around them and they don't affect you in battle like they would normally. Again, I will link the ability in the description below if you'd like to go and have a look at the list of abilities affected by Turbo Blaze and what you would know. Just to keep in mind though, that Full Metal Body and Shadow Shield are two abilities that do not get affected by Turbo Blaze and Terravolt as well. So just to keep that in mind, and what makes those abilities so strong on Lunala and Solgaleo. But without further ado, we've done a quick overview of Reshiram. Very cool Pokemon as well, but we'll jump straight into the sample sets. So first sample set we're going to look at is I would say the most popular item that we're going to see played on Reshiram, especially this part of the season, is the Misty Seed. We went for a modest nature. The Misty Seed is going to activate when the Misty Terrain is on the field, and boost your special defense by 1 stage. We've went for an EV spread of 244 HP, 84 defense, 148 special attack, 4 special defense, and 28 speed, with a moveset of Roost, Tailwind, Solar Beam, and Blue Flare. So you've got Blue Flare, which is again a little bit shaky on the accuracy side of things, 85% accurate, so it's a little bit risky. You could always go Fusion Flare, which is a more reliable, more accurate move, 100 base power rather than 130 like Blue Flare. But Blue Flare has the added bonus of a 20% burn chance on your opponent, which is pretty nice. Solar Beam there to hit water types that aren't going to be really too bothered about the fire type stab that you've got there. And then Tailwind and Roost. Tailwind there to support the rest of your team, support Reshiram as well with that speed control, make make sure that you're outspeeding everything, hitting everything before they hit you, and Roost for a little bit of longevity and restoring that lovely HP that we don't like our Pokemon seeing lose. Just to give you an idea of what the EV spread does, survives at +2, so Geomancy, Timid, 252, special attack, Fairy Aura boosted, Xerneas Moonblast 100% of the time, takes it pretty comfortably with that defensive boost there from the Misty Seed. Speed stat to outspeed all base 100s and below after a -1, so if you've got Icy Wind support as well to support this Reshiram, then you know after 1 that you'll be outspeeding all those base 100s even if they are max speed or not. You do with this HP and defense number take a 252 attack Groudon Precipice Blades, and you always KO 252 HP Groudon in Sun with that blue flare in return, which is really nice. So it's a pretty straightforward set. You could optimize the EV spread a little bit, but because we've got a few seed sets in this guide, I want to give you some variations on how to run, so it's a little bit slower, but I don't think Reshiram really needs the speed. It's got that nice typing with the fire typing to complement its dragon typing. You're kind of neutral against fairy type attacks, which is really nice, and just you're able to just absolutely nuke stuff with blue flare, especially if you've got the sun support from Groudon or Ninetales or any of the other drought users in the format. Solar Beam also just really nice coverage there, but I do like this set quite a lot, and the misty terrain as well, like we mentioned a little late in the Zekrom guide. It will protect you from dragon type attacks, which are something that Reshiram has to watch out for as well. So all in all, very nice set, and I would advocate giving it a go. The next sample set we're going to look at is the Life Orb set, going a bit more full on offensive, going with a timid nature this time. Very straightforward EV spread, like it does what it says on the box. Like we keep saying in these, 4 HP, 252 special attack, take advantage of that 150 special attack stat, and then 252 speed just to make sure that you're getting the jump on everything. Moveset here, pretty straightforward again. Protect, Tailwind, Draco Meteor, you could change that with something like Earth Power if you wanted. Solar Beam again, but then you've got the option there of Blue Flare or Fusion Flare. I kind of would probably go Fusion Flare, although the tendency is to want to go Blue Flare because you've got that burn chance with it. If you want something a bit more reliable, and you're still going to get the big power with it, especially if you've got the Sun supporting Fusion Flare with the Life Orb, I think you could go down the more reliable route, so you're not worrying about missing with the Blue Flare as much in this situation anyway. So that's the Life Orb sample set. Just hits hard, hits fast, and does a lot of work really. And it's also got the speed control as well. Another sample set we're going to look at. Like I said, we've got a few seed sets in this guide. The other one we're going to look at, another popular item on Reshiram at the minute, is the Psychic Seed. And we've got a modest nature, EV spread of 60 HP, 196 defense. So optimizing our EVs a little bit here from the Misty Seed. And this is why I kind of give you two examples of EV spreads. Doing the same thing, but you're using a little less EVs to do it. So you're optimizing your overall EV spread in general, rather than just dumping it all in HP all the time. It's good to look at other stats, and this is why I want to give you two examples, because they do the same thing. So 60 HP, 196 defense still allows you to take that 252 attack Groudon Precipice Blades 100% of the time, whereas you're using a little bit more, well, quite a lot more in the Misty Seed set. So you can interchange this EV spread with the other one. I'm just giving you examples here of how you can interchange and really optimize your EVs to get the most out of them. We've got 188 special attack, 4 special defense, and 60 speed. So the speed stat allows you to outspeed all base 100s or below after a -1, which is really nice, so you don't have to worry about all base 90 restricted Pokemon as well in that. And Lele, so again, if you've got the Icy Wind support here, it really does help. Again, you're going to take that 252 special attack, Fairy Aura boosted Xerneas Moonblast, Geomancy, you don't care, you're going to do that anyway, so that's good. And it's pretty much doing all the same things with just a bit more special attack, so you'll be hitting that a little bit harder with this EV spread. Again, Protect, Tailwind, Earth Power, Solar Beam, Draco Meter, whatever you feel you need here, you can put to support the rest of your team. And then Blue Flare, or again I would say you could probably forgo Blue Flare and go Fusion Flare as an alternative as well. And one of the things I will just mention now with the Blue Flare, if you're running Misty Seed, you've got to be aware that the 20% burn chance that you've got on that move is not going to be activated because of the misty terrain. So it's worth thinking about these things a little bit. I know terrains will change and stuff like that, but in a situation where you're really banking on that 20%, maybe you're kind of denying yourself getting it at all. So maybe going down a Fusion Flare route with that set is a little bit better than going the Blue Flare route, but just things to think about and just make you aware of. Right, that is that set. Another very popular item on Reshiram. It's a bit like the Life Orb set, but you don't take the recoil damage, and go for Flame Plate, a little less reduction in the boosting that this item gives you, whereas Life Orb gives you 30% boost. The Flame Plate gives you 20% boost, but like I said, it doesn't give you the recoil each turn that you use an attack. Again, pretty straightforward. We want to be as fast as we can. We want to make sure that we're getting as much out of our special attack stat as we can. So just like as it says on the box, we're just going straight down the line. Just want to hit hard, hit fast. 4 HP, 252 special attack, 252 speed with a moveset of Protect. Either interchanging between Tailwind or Roost. Now if you've got Tailwind elsewhere, you might not need it necessarily on Reshiram, and the Roost might become a bit more relevant for you here. Again, Earth Power, Solar Beam, Draco Meteor is your options there. I would say more optimal ones. You've got Shadow Ball and things like that if you want to go down that route. But again, it's just about what coverage you need for your team and what you feel more comfortable playing on Reshiram as its kind of secondary attack. And I'd always go with the staple here of Blue Flare, Fusion Flare as its main kind of predominant attacking move on Reshiram. So that is the Flame Plate, and then the last set we're going to take a look at is an Assault Vest. So another common item that you're going to see run on Reshiram as well. So we've went for a Modest Nature here. We're taking that optimized EV kind of HP and defensive investment from the Psychic Seed set, just to make sure that we're taking one of the bigger threats to Reshiram 100% of the time from that Groudon Precipice Blades. Obviously you can lower that if you've got Intimidate support in your team and things like that, help get around it. But you know there's going to be situations where even if you've got Intimidate support, there's going to be times where you've either lost your Intimidate support or you just can't switch it in, so you will need to take it without it. So that is quite handy some of the time. You've got the 188 special attack, 4 special defense, and then 60 speed again. So it does allow you to outspeed Ludicolo in rain with Tailwind support, so that's really nice. You will need Tailwind support here, obviously running the Assault Vest. On Reshiram you can't have any status moves, you just can have attacking moves. So again, going to take that to plus Timid, 252 special attack, Fairy Aura boosted Xerneas Moonblast, which is nice, especially for a dragon type. That fire typing is very complementary in these situations, and you can KO Groudon, 252 HP back with that Blue Flare still. Moveset, because you've got a few more options here, you can go Hidden Power Ice, Focus Blast, which might be nice with gravity stuff, Shadow Ball, Earth Power, Solar Beam, Blue Flare, or Fusion Flare as the fire type attacks, which you definitely want every time, which we've already mentioned. So there's some sample sets for you guys to have a look at, try out if you would like. And then we'll move on to partners. One big partner, and probably one of Reshiram's favourite partners, is going to be that Groudon. Groudon has the Drought ability, Bring the Sun for 5 turns to the field, boosting fire type attacks, weakening water type attacks. It has a ground typing, which is very nice, especially against those opposing rock type threats that do threaten Reshiram pretty hard. The big thing here is that Drought ability, Bring the Sun, that's going to boost those fire type attacks for Reshiram, just making them even more deadly and devastating, and just making it just so threatening as well. Reshiram offers good defensive synergy for grass threats that do pose a very big threat to Groudon. It's a very nice switch in for Groudon's threats on that side of the field, and Groudon able to check effectively most rock types that do threaten Reshiram, which we've already mentioned, and can check it with its ground typing as well. So a very nice restricted partner for Reshiram, and I'm sure one that you will see commonly used when you see Reshiram as well. So the other partner is going to be Tapu Lele. Obviously we've mentioned the Psychic Seed set, so you're going to need Psychic Terrain or better Pokemon to do that than Tapu Lele. It is has got that Psychic Surge ability, bring the Psychic terrain to the field for 5 turns. It's got the Psychic and Fairy typing, and the one thing outside of that terrain that Tapu Lele does bring is the ability to check Poison Dragons, which do threaten Reshiram pretty hard. Things like Palkia, things like Dialga. At least you've got a way to hit them a little bit harder and double up into them maybe with the Moonblast if it's not quite enough to take them down one hit from Tapu Lele. And obviously as well, the added bonus with that terrain is you're going to have protection from priority attacks, which you know is always a very handy thing to have for any Pokemon on your side of the field. Next partner is going to be another popular partner for Reshiram. We're going to see at the minute is Celesteela. We haven't seen Celesteela too much in these guides, but Celesteela a very, very complementary partner for Reshiram, and Reshiram a very complementary partner for Celesteela. Celesteela has a Beast Boost ability. It has this Steel Flying type, and like I've already mentioned, excellent defensive synergy between the pairing. Celesteela weak to fire. Reshiram eats fire for breakfast, can come in on any fire attacks, going to be able to take them so comfortably. Another weakness of Celesteela's is electric typing. Reshiram again with its dragon typing going to come in and resist those and take it quite comfortably. Things that threaten Reshiram is ground typing. Celesteela is flying, so obviously come in on those attacks pretty easily. Dragon as well going to resist with the steel type, and you know, it takes neutral damage from rock type attacks, and it has access to wide guard as well, so that is really nice, especially for all of the spread type attacks that are around in this format as well. Very handy support move. And both Pokemon have options of speed control here, which to support each other. So you've got Bulldoze, you've got Tailwind, and Celesteela as well is one of those Pokemon that really, you know, Reshiram probably doesn't really appreciate Trick Room too much, but Celesteela doesn't mind it at all, can operate in and out of Trick Room just because of its sheer bulk, and generally doing very disruptive and good things for you on your side of the field. So a very nice partner all in all. One I would say probably, if Reshiram does pick up in usage, one partnership to pick up in usage as well is that Celesteela alongside it. Another partner that we're going to look at is Tapu Fini. So Tapu Fini going to bring that Misty Surge. We've already looked at the Misty Seed set on Reshiram, so again we're gonna need that Misty terrain, which Tapu Fini brings to the field for 5 turns. It's got the Fairy Water typing, and it's got the added bonus with that Misty terrain that it does protect you from status moves, so sleep, paralysis, things like that. Very, very disruptive things that Reshiram doesn't want to deal with. Tapu Fini able to help with that. The Fairy typing again helps with a Poison Dragon threat, so it's a nice switch into Dragon type attacks that are coming onto Reshiram. And again, Reshiram does really nice work with switching in on the majority of things that do threaten Tapu Fini as well. Electric and Grass being two of the big ones there. Reshiram able to come in on those and you know, eat them up pretty easily. And then you've got the water typing, which from Tapu Fini, which is so nice to threaten opposing rock and ground type threats as well. So all in all, very nice combination here. And obviously the Misty terrain as well does protect you against those dragon type attacks, because the Misty terrain lost the attack output of those attacks anyway, so just making it even more solid of a pairing. And next one we've got is Hitmontop. So Hitmontop again was a very good partner for Zekrom and a lot of other restricted Pokemon, but also going to be really, really good for Reshiram as well. It's got that Intimidate support, going to weaken those predominantly physical type ground and rock type attacks that you're going to see coming out and threatening Reshiram as well. It's got Fake Out support to help you set up Tailwind just to get an attack off, maybe reposition your board position, and then again Wide Guard support like the Celesteela, which is going to be really valuable for Reshiram and its ability to kind of play out the strategy that you want it to on the field. So another very good partner here, and one of my favourites as always. Next partner going to be the bonus one of the guide is Zekrom. We mentioned Reshiram in Zekrom's guide, and it is just because they do have that move combination, the Fusion Flare and the Fusion Bolt. If one is played after the other, then the latter, the one that moves second, boosts its base power from 100 to 200 that turn, which is just crazy. Like, it is insane, because like I said in Zekrom's guide, it is like a Z move without the Z crystal, really. And if you've got sun boosting the fusion flare, then oh my god, that is just ridiculous. So not much is going to be able to take that, and not much really wants to take that at all. So just an added bonus partnership here. They are both from the black and white series, so they do have that little combination there going on, which I do think is quite nice. And if you can work it into a team, I'm sure it would be very deadly. Something for you just to think about and be aware of as well, and just have a little bit of respect if you see these two Pokemon paired together, and that is probably what your opponent will be trying to go for. So we've covered partners, we've covered sample sets. Let's jump straight into the threats and counter table. Obviously we've got ground types that are going to threaten Reshiram pretty hard. We've got Groudon, Gastrodon. Groudon obviously is threatened a little bit from Reshiram, because most of the time Reshiram will probably outspeed Groudon, but if there's speed control on your opposing side of the field and Groudon is supported well enough, then Groudon can be a bit of an issue, because those Precipice Blades are going to be doing big damage to Reshiram, and you are not going to appreciate taking them, even though you can KO it back most of the time with your blue flare in the sun. Is going to be boosting your fire type attacks. You still got to be very careful around Groudon and just be very respectful of it, and it's supporting cast, because that's what your opponent will be doing. It will be making sure that Groudon is in a position to outspeed you and throw out some blades to pick up quick KOs, and you will not be able to avoid that if you haven't got the right support on your end of the field. Gastrodon going to be another Pokemon, will resist the fire type attacks as well. So it's not so prone. You've got access to Solar Beam though to help deal with that, but you still got to be careful in a Trick Room situation against Gastrodon. It can cause you a lot of issues, and if you haven't got access to Solar Beam, then it does make that matchup a little bit harder. Zygarde, another one, Dragon and Ground, going to cause you all sorts of problems all day long, and then you've got Landorus as well, which it's not as detrimental to Zekrom, but it is very threatening to Reshiram as well. Potential to outspeed with Scarf and do a lot of damage with those Earthquakes, and potential Earth powers as well that we've known it to have if it's a special variant. So Rock types are going to be extremely difficult for Reshiram to deal with as well. Tyranitar being one of them. Will change the weather with Sandstream ability, boosted special defense at the same time as long as that stands on the field, and make it able to take those big fire attacks pretty easily, resisting them, and then throwing out big rock type attacks in return and doing huge damage. So you've got to be very wary about T-Tar. Make sure you've got good ways around it. Stack attack are going to be another one. You will be able to hit it for at least neutral damage with your blue flare, fusion flare attacks, but again it probably will be able to take those, and you do not want to be taking rock slides or stone edges in return from this thing. It is primarily going to try and set up Trick Room or have Trick Room support with it, and if it's in that position against Reshiram, you are in a little bit of trouble if you haven't got Wide Guard support or something to kind of help you against the attacks coming out from this thing. Another Ultra Beast that does cause Reshiram a lot of problems is Nihilego. It isn't a physical type rock type attacker, it is a special type attacker here, and will do a lot of damage with those power gems, so it is going to outspeed Reshiram as well, and for the most part will cause you all sorts of headaches. So and just a one to be aware of, and make sure that you've got some answers for outside of just throwing fire type attacks and stuff, I guess I'll say. Dragon types are going to be another thing that Reshiram does not like facing down against. Dialga, Zekrom, Palkia, all going to cause it headaches all day long. You can hit them with your own dragon type attacks, and you do have access to things like Earth Power for Dialga, but the problem is Dialga is so bulky it'll be able to return probably a one-hit KO on Reshiram if you haven't got special defensive boost or an Assault Vest or something already. So you just need to be careful around those Pokemon and have good support. Naganadel is another one as well that will outspeed and threaten with big dragon type attacks that you cannot avoid. And then your walls and checks at the bottom. So Heatran is something not so commonly played, but it is played in this format. Something that Reshiram just won't be able to deal with if it hasn't got access to that Earth Power. If you haven't got that, then you've really got no way to hit Heatran. It can throw Earth Powers back at you, do big damage, and win the one-on-one pretty easily. Tapu Fini's another one. It doesn't like taking Solar Beams, but if you haven't got Solar Beam, then again, Tapu Fini is going to be a bit of an issue for Reshiram to deal with, so just some things to keep in mind. Like I keep saying, keep these things in mind. They're not things to be so worried about, but you just got to make sure that if you are playing Reshiram, you've got to build around it right, and make sure that you are identifying these threats, and you have really good measures to kind of deal with them, switch in on them, and get around them as well. So that is that, my friends. We are finished this guide. We are finished all of the guides for this Sun series. Well, the restricted Pokemon guides for this Sun series part of the season. So, like I said at the start of the video, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, do leave a like. Do leave your comments down below, because I always enjoy hearing your thoughts on these guides and thoughts on the Pokemon and things in general. It is always great to hear, and we will be back with more guides and things very soon, so keep an eye out for those. And like I said, I will be doing a segment like this for each of the series throughout this season. Seems a bit crazy, but I have enjoyed doing this, and I'm sure you guys are enjoying these guides as well. And the comments that I've had so far have been absolutely amazing, so I just want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you for those. And I will continue trying to improve the work and try and improve the content for the channel as always. And we'll wrap it up. If you haven't seen any of the other guides, do go back and check them out, and we'll see you very soon for more content like this. So until then, guys, take care of yourselves. Thank you so much, and goodbye.